Welcome back to Cryptos Are Us. I am George. We're all George. So, things are looking much better today, just after one day. Market is coming back. In fact, Bitcoin and crypto are both entering bull market territory. So let's talk about what happened yesterday, what's happening today with Bitcoin, and let's talk about some alts that are doing pretty well today as well. Okay, let's do this. Welcome, guys. Good morning. Remember this yesterday, which caused the big panic FUD, the big sell-off, right? And we're still trying to recover, although Bitcoin is slowly recovering, coming right back up. But I just want to let you guys know, yeah, because of this yesterday, we had a big sell-off, and guess what? The CEO of Matrixport now came out and said, no. We have analysts, but they operate independently. So even though the guy that came out said, I don't believe there's any ETFs coming in January, he's labeled as a Matrix or Matrixport Analyst. He gets to write whatever he wants because apparently Matrixport does not care about their analysts. They operate independently and they just express whatever the hell they want without any fact checking or anything. I guess, basically this is some, I don't know, damage control by Jihuan Wu. And here's the funny thing. Do you guys know who Jihuan Wu is? This guy's a POS is what he is. He's the one, along with Roger Ver, that caused the contentious fork of Bitcoin back in 2017. And that's why we have Bitcoin Cash, because he was a greedy individual, thought that he needed to make more money. And him and Roger, came up with this plan to fork Bitcoin. And then, eventually, that led to where we are. And then Bitcoin Cash also, Craig Wright also forked Bitcoin Cash. We got Bitcoin SV. Now we got all these copies of Bitcoin. Just dilutes away from Bitcoin, right? So yeah, so this guy's no good. That's my conclusion. All right, moving forward, even though we had that little scare, we had Bitcoin sell off, but like I said, we're recovering upwards and we're in bull market territory. Okay, Brian Kelly from CNBC. No, he's not from CNBC, but he goes on CNBC a lot. Okay, Brian Kelly has been one of the bigger crypto bulls since 2017. Some of you guys may remember at the peak of 2017, he went on air and told everyone to buy XRP, and that's when XRP hit almost $4. And for a brief period of time, XRP actually surpassed Bitcoin's market cap during that run. But he calmed down since then. But let me play this for you guys because he pretty much answers, or he squashes this notion of buy the rumor, sell the news when it comes to spot ETFs. Okay, so it's actually pretty good. It's what I've been saying, buy the rumor, sell the news when it comes to what I've been saying. Okay, so it's actually pretty good. Let's play this.
All right. So why shouldn't we believe that the Bitcoin ETF approval isn't a sell the news event? It seems like there's so much riding on this approval. There's so much of the rally predicated on that when it happens, what next?
Yeah, right. I mean, listen, as a trader, my gut always tells me things go higher, I get a little bit scared, right? So I do think a lot of the speculative fever around the ETF is probably reaching a crescendo this week. So, yeah, could we get a sell-off? Sure. But I think that would be a sell-off, a dip to buy. Because remember, there are still a lot of people that have not been able to buy Bitcoin for their portfolio. So even a 1 to 2 to even 5% allocation in IRAs or from private wealth managers, they're going to be buying the ETF over the year. And since you have Tim on the desk, it'll serve as a four-on-the-floor drumbeat for the rest of the year.
Nice.
So basically, that's it. Like I said, if we have a sell-off, which we did yesterday, and kind of reset things, okay, it's a buying opportunity. But you can't predict how much money will be flowing into the space. That's exactly what Brian said. All these fund managers that before couldn't get exposure to Bitcoin, now they can by buying spot ETFs. They will continue to do so for the remainder of this year and next year. And you can't predict that. You can't like price that in yet. Because we could have billions to trillions flow in. That's why it's so significant, right? So that is still around the corner. That has not been taken off the table. Okay, so we still have a January 10th deadline. Even if we don't get approval, well, the next deadline is a few months away in March, right before the halving event. Then you have back-to-back catalysts to drive Bitcoin to a new high. Okay, so it's really that simple. But in the meantime, like I said, we kind of had a reset. The best way to think about it is what happened yesterday was a gift. I've been telling you guys that. Whenever Bitcoin goes down, whenever the crypto market comes down now, especially now, as we're heading higher, it's a gift. And it happens all the time. Every single cycle, when Bitcoin goes up, we see these dips, the corrections, sometimes 20, 30, 40%. That doesn't mean the bull market is over. No. It just means that sometimes it gets overheated, right? But if you take advantage and you continue to hold on DCA during those dips, man, you're going to make out like a bandit, right? That's the best way to look at it, right? And yesterday, we had a little dip, and now we're coming back up, right? And it's business as usual. So many alts today are pumping double digits. Bitcoin is not back to 45, but we're slowly trending upwards. We're going to get back there, and we're going to continue forward, right? So, yeah, from an indicator perspective, we had a little reset. Grayscale, still trying to convert their spot ETF. And they're talking to some of the biggest banks out there. Not that we want JP Morgan or Goldman Sachs in the game. But they want a piece. Even though Jamie Dimon has been saying such negative things about Bitcoin. But you know what? It doesn't matter. We know that he's just playing a game. Okay? A long-term game. And that game is to spread as much FUD as he can while accumulating as much as he can. JP Morgan, no doubt, is very vested in Bitcoin and Bitcoin's future. So they're going to be buying it. There's no doubt about it. They already offer Bitcoin and crypto services. They have their own freaking chain. I mean, think about that. They have their own token, or coin, I should say. They have their own coin. They have their own chain. They advise their wealthiest clients to go buy Bitcoin. They're a custodian, and soon they're going to be buyers of spot ETFs. So just think about that. Okay. Tuttle Capital just filed for 6 different leverage Bitcoin ETFs. Well, that's exciting. Once we get ETFs, we're going to get leverage ETFs. You'll be able to buy 2x and 3x ETFs that goes both ways, right? You could have inverse, or you could have short or long. So that's probably coming around the corner. That'll be exciting. But as for Bitcoin itself, yeah, we're looking good. I mean, if you just look at where we are versus previous cycles, right? We are right at the cusp of greatness, of a parabolic rise. We're just like right there. And these metrics don't move very often because this is measured in years. So what happens day to day, week to week, doesn't even show up. Only things that happen month to month, multi-months, do they show up. So we're not going to get another dot for quite some time. But again, when you're measuring years, as an investor, you should be focused on years. So when you have metrics like this that measure in years, well, yesterday's dip does not even register. It's not even significant. Then that's how we should treat it, right? That's why yesterday I told you guys, don't be scared. Nothing has changed. Fundamentally, Bitcoin is still strong as ever. And everything that we've talked about is still in play. Just because you have one rogue analyst saying that I don't think ETFs are coming, who gives a F, right? Bitcoin is still on track and mimicking the previous cycles. So here's one that shows us right at the same point as before a huge parabolic run up. Okay, now, when this happened in 2021, that was after the halving event, right? But you could see in 2021, that's when Bitcoin really started moving. But it started moving beforehand. If you look at that arrow, that was actually in 2020. That was a little bit after the halving event. And then 2021 is when it just blew up, right? So we may be trending along this trend line for a little bit, just for a few more months. Then halving comes and then boom, right? We're moving in the same manner, same direction. According to this, we're going to have an explosive rally for the next 4 months. Then maybe cool off a little bit, and then we go on another explosive rally. So, I mean, come on, guys. Come on. How could you not be bullish at this point, right? Hopefully, none of you guys fell for the FUD yesterday. If you watch me, you would know that you should never fall for FUD. You should never panic sell. If anything, you should panic buy. Whenever you get fearful, that's a good rule of thumb. When you get fearful, do panic buys instead of panic sells, right? And in order to do that, you got to have cash on the side. So you got to be disciplined and make sure you have cash on the side to be able to buy the dips, right? That's how you're able to profit. You buy low and sell high. But the last thing I want to say about Bitcoin, 51,000. 51,000 is the next stop, right? Well, we got to hit 48,000 first. We were so close. I have no doubt we will be back to 45,000 in no time. Maybe even as soon as tonight or tomorrow by the end of the week. And after that, 48,000 is around the corner. And after that, 51,000, of course, is next, right? We're going to start seeing things move really quickly this year. This first 6 months of this year is going to be phenomenal. SPY ETFs, halving event, rate cuts. I mean, we're going to have some crazy catalysts, one after another, after another, after another, right? All right. So things are looking good right now. Now, as for outside of Bitcoin, it's still climbing. You see, we're just going slowly upwards. And then soon you go see, boom, like a huge candlestick upwards. But outside of Bitcoin, you got a lot of movers. Hopefully you guys DCA'd. Even last night, I told you guys about 2 potential Solana killers. Say and Sui, they're both doing well. Today, let's talk about a few more. Near Protocol is doing phenomenal. It's up about 74% for the month. For the week, it's down a little bit. But they are definitely up and coming. Look at the last year, 143%. And it keeps on going and going and going. So Near Protocol is another one. Okay. And they've been doing really well recently. I think due to a couple of reasons. Number one is they adopted inscriptions. So they have their own standard. And there's a new way of creating new tokens on this standard for Near Protocol. And whenever you have a new... we have seen this. There's a lot of chains now support inscriptions. And whenever inscriptions get like onboarded to a new chain, look at that. Look at that huge spike upwards, right? We've seen this with many other chains. But whenever it happens, you got a whole bunch of people minting, and there's a ton of transactions. And with Near, you have a whole bunch of tokens burned too. 350,000 tokens burned. So I believe that's why Near has been doing very well. But I've always said Near is kind of like a mini Solana. Okay. And they're moving in the same direction. So Near is doing pretty well, right? Their TVL is not near all-time high yet. In fact, Near's TVL is still quite low, only 100 million, right? But as this year goes on, if they can recapture a lot of the TVL they had, their peak was close to 500 million, right? They will definitely do very well. Okay, so just want to talk about Near real quick. And then also, I forgot. They also have a pretty robust NFT ecosystem too. They do have a lot of NFT collections. So that's also helping them drive that volume right now. Also, I want to talk about Merit or Beam. Merit Circle announces a new VC partner, which means that they're going to have a whole bunch of cash. Okay, Beam is one of the up-and-coming chains of 2023. They had a phenomenal year. 2024, probably just as phenomenal. They're all focused. They're focused on games. Mostly games. They have some that's not, but mostly games. That's why I like it, because I think some of these games are going to be fantastic to go drive in a ton of people into this space. And here's one. Haven's Compass is coming to Beam. Right? So they keep on boarding more and more games. And overall, I think that's going to be a tremendous thing for them and for all their partners. Keep in mind, Beam is a subnet on Avalanche. So the bigger Beam gets, the stronger they get, the better it is for Avalanche as well. Okay, so they're all doing, I don't know, they're all doing well, but they're doing well. Let's just say they're doing well. So want to talk about them. And then also, yesterday I just talked about Say, right? But I noticed Say and Neon, people have asked me about Neon, both got listed on crypto.com. So that's always good. Getting listed on a major exchange, that's when you see the volume come in, right? And then, and that's really it. That's really it. Just to give you guys a quick update, what did I say about DCAing, right? Last night, I showed you guys this. I couldn't help myself on TapBit. I opened up these leverage plays. That's my way of buying the dip. And today, looking phenomenal. Besides Optimism, which is still in the red. But, man, Injective up 165%, Stacks 58%, Sol 41%, BDC up 58%, and Avalanche up 47%, up about $5,000. Not bad. Not bad for a day's work, a night's work. All right. Things are looking good. Let's do some Q&A. Now we're moving almost back to 44,000. All right, let me scroll up here. Hold on, let me adjust something real quick. Okay, good. Springs Tulip, new member, welcome. Sutton, what are your thoughts on people selling the news, and how much of a dip there will be, and how long will it last? I mean, we just had a dip yesterday, my friend. We just had a dip, right? And yesterday, I streamed in the morning, calming people down, told people this is a buying opportunity. At night, I said the same thing, right? That's pretty much it. Steven is asking, Ferrari 812 or Lambo Huracan Performante. They're very different cars. Lambo is not very comfortable. It's more of a flashy car. Ferrari 8112 is more like, I mean, it's not like a luxury car, but it's very comfortable. The two different, very different cars. Project Cordy says, I don't play games. You don't need to play games. But you're in crypto because you're investing for the future, right? You want to make some money. So you can't have this mentality, well, I don't play games, so I don't care about games. Well, then you're just going to be missing out. You got to pay attention to the projects and what they're doing. And games is going to be a huge driver of people to crypto for sure. DL, any thoughts on Quant? I don't know why people keep asking about Quant, to be honest. They don't do anything that relate to you. They onboard businesses and helps them create dApps and utilize them on chains. That's it. So they don't really focus on consumers at all. That's why I've never paid attention to Quant. Ricky V, there's a difference between futures ETF and spot ETF. Notice that we keep adding spot in front of ETF. That means they need to buy Bitcoin in order to offer it. Futures, they don't. It's just based on cash. DQ Review says, I traded half my Bitcoin for Sol when it dipped yesterday. Good or bad idea? Well, it's good. It's neither good nor bad. It's a move. Solana has softened a lot recently, right? Like a month ago, it was the hottest thing ever because I think mostly because of the memes, and the memes kind of cooled off a little bit, but they're going to regain their strength. I'm very bullish on Solana, but you can't dismiss Bitcoin. It just fell down. It could go a lot. And I think it has a great future. So, both will do well. Ooh, look at this. See, I told you guys. We're going to see that green candlestick soon. And it's happening now. 43.7. I mean, we're going to be back to 44 and 45 in no time. Nelly, appreciate that. Short-term outlook on ICP, I swing trade, would like your input. Man, I'm not a charter. I'm not a TA guy. I can't tell you short-term outlook on ICP. I can just tell you that it's very centralized. Pin Revive. I didn't say the team holds 80%, but between the treasury, the team, early investors, VCs, it's 80%. It is 80%. Lillian, I understand you don't like Polkadot. Any reason? There's no reason. I don't not like it. I'm neutral on it. I just like others better. Jorge says Celestia's on fire. You know, one of my favorites. I've talked about Celestia so much. Man, they are on fire. 31% today. 31%. Man, they're looking like they want to overtake Injective. I think Injective is also doing well too. Injective is doing well, but they're going to catch up. Everything's moving. Everything that's sold off is coming back. Look at Celestia. This was the sell-off, and then boom, right back up. Right? I don't even know what happened today, or maybe nothing's happened, but this is another reason why I think Say is going to do very well. Say pumped up yesterday already, but you look at these Cosmos chains, and they're all one after another, all blowing up right now. So I think... Man, I should have threw some leverage on this yesterday. It's probably too late for that. It's going to come down. Whenever you see like a parabolic rise like this, it's going to settle down. But, something lit a fire under Celestia's butt today. But, you know, everything. Today is just a good day. People are realizing there's nothing to fear. I'm in about 12K, 12,000 pounds, 3,000 pounds on the side. Would you DCA 250 a week or wait for another dip or just put everything in now? I mean, doesn't matter how much money. If you have 12,000 or 120,000 or 12 million, right? You always want to have that cash pile. Keep it 20, 25, 30% in cash. And then slowly enter the market by DCAing. Set a schedule for yourself, right? Set a schedule and say, hey, every week or every 2 weeks, every month, or maybe when there's a dip, you know, just set a schedule for yourself. Sometimes it works if you FOMO in. Like if you FOMO'd in yesterday and were like, oh, I'm all in yesterday, last night, right? That would have worked out well. But now that we're recovering upwards, you may want to be a little conservative and just go back to DCAing. But I can't tell you what to do. You have to figure that out. Joe Lamas asks, do you think Celestia and Injective will outperform Cosmos? You know, I've said that before. I think it will. I think they will. Cosmos does not move because it's 3.8, and they're getting pretty close to this. And by the way, ignore that sound. You know, all these L1s within Cosmos don't help Atom at all. So I have no doubt that Injective and Celestia, maybe say, one of those is going to be surpassing Cosmos soon. You know, here's another example that people don't know. Most people don't know. Binance Smart Chain was also created with Cosmos SDK. So BNB technically, well, I mean, it's already bigger than Cosmos, right? Binance just refuses to be like part of the I guess part of the group. They won't recognize it. They won't turn on like IBC, but inter-blockchain communication. But BNB, Binance Smart Chain, was created out of Cosmos too. It's just they never talk about it, and no one knows that. So it could definitely happen. What's Near doing today? Near is up 10% today. That's not bad. Not bad. What is Beam? I got done talking about Near and then Beam. I think Beam is having a good day today too. Jesus. Beam is up 43% today. Wow. Well, it could be because I just covered them because they have this new relationship with Framework. And then they also onboarded a new... Man, the guy is supposed to be hanging a mirror. I don't know why it's taking him that long to hang a mirror. That's the noise that you're hearing. But Beam is going crazy today too. I should have threw some leverage at Beam also. Any thoughts on Ronin Network? Yeah, I'm going to get off of it. No, I'm not going to be on a Ronin Network bandwagon. Ever since the hack? No. Rick. Boston Irv, why did you change your name? What size do you use to leverage? I just started a new one, TapBit, because they still allow U.S. Customers, which is very hard these days. Foreign exchanges are shutting down, U.S. customers one after another. TapBit is still open. So giving them a shot. Ooh, my optimism turned green finally. Injective doing well. Everything's doing well. Should have bought some Beam or Celestia, but no matter. It's okay. Everything moves. And then we're moving very quickly. Everything moves in rotations. So sometimes you don't want to just like FOMO, because as soon as you do, it's going to rotate back to the one that you just sold. You're welcome, Blair. I didn't even take advantage of it. Yesterday I covered, because I was covering Say, the new meme on Say is called Saiyan. Oh, it doesn't even show up. You have to go to where did I go find Saiyan? But it is up. Can I go to Dex Screener? It's not on Radium, no. What is it Dex Tools? Where can I see say stuff? No. Blair, where did you go to see the price? It's not showing up. Is it CoinGecko? I think maybe CoinGecko has it. There we go. Yeah, Say, and it's a new meme coin on Say, so you know, still very speculative. But if you're an anime guy, you're a Dragon Ball guy, it's an awesome name. Can you have a look at Veracity? I'm just not a fan of Veracity. I just don't believe in them. I never liked their gimmick. They made a name for themselves because they said they have a license to like track bots and real views. That was it. And then they have this player and they were trying to get into esports and it just never really worked out. So Alexander's asking if BCH is dead. They've been dead since the inception. Arbitrum, I mean, everything's eating today. 12%. I mean, look at it. Everything's just spiking up right now. Like, if you haven't paid attention, today, people are FOMOing, right? Like I mean, 43%. Celestia's up like whatever percent. I mean, today, this is what I have to say about it. Now it's coming back down. Like I said, you don't want to buy when it peaks like that. Here's the thing, right? Today, everyone's FOMOing in because now people are realizing, oh, okay, there's nothing to be scared about. This is exactly what I was saying yesterday, okay? Entire day yesterday when things were dumping, I'm like, this is a great buying opportunity. This is when you're supposed to buy. Buy low, sell high, right? Nothing changed fundamentally other than one guy spreading some FUD, and that was it. And it wasn't even bad FUD. So, I mean, this is why you buy the dips. This is why it's important to have cash on the side so you're able to buy in DCA, right? Had you bought Celestia yesterday, you'll be up 31%. Had you bought Beam yesterday, you would be up 43%, right? So, that's why I always preach HODL, DCA, especially when nothing changed. Now, if something's changed fundamentally, I will let you guys know about it, right? Like if there's something urgent that you need to know about that's going to crash the market and change it fundamentally, that's a different story. But yesterday's dip was just, it was nothing, a nothing burger. How about lobster? What? I like eating lobsters. 420.69 trillion. I'm just gonna skip over that. If you had to drop, Julia asked, if you had to drop one, what would you drop? Rune or Dot? If I had to drop one, I think Thorchain kind of lost all its momentum. It has not moved for a while. It was very strong, and then for the month it's down 17%. For the year it's up, but for the month it's down. I don't know. I think I would hold on Polkadot over Thorchain right now. Polkadot's starting to make moves, even though I don't like him very much, but last month up 41%. Yeah, so they're starting to gain. I think I'd hold Polkadot. Why don't I launch a meme coin? I could, but I don't want to get in trouble, so I don't know. Like, I feel like a meme coin, this is the right time to be launching memes when the market's hot and everyone's excited, but I don't want to put my face or my name behind anyone. What is the longest you would be comfortable locking or lending out of crypto and DeFi contracts and using Aave, for example? I just would never do it. I don't know. Staking, I have done staking before, you know, like I forgot what lockup. I think Cosmos lockup is like 23 days or something, and it kind of sucks when you want to unlock it. But that's it. Like, I would never lend out my crypto. That's just me. Sailor yesterday was going crazy. They were up like 70%. Kryptonite, man, they're still up. They're up 95%. I think I need to pick up some. They're a liquid staking provider for Say. Yeah, I mean, you probably want to let them cool off a little bit, but I mean, they've just been on a tear. 2,400% in just a month alone. That's kind of crazy. Not a fan of Floki, Pavel. Is Solana done? I don't know what you mean by that. Are they done for the entire year of 2024? No. Are they done in this bull market? No. Peter is asking, thoughts on Flux? I think they're promising. If they can onboard their million GPUs and get into AI computations, I think that's going to put them ahead of the game. But they haven't, I don't think they've done that yet. Here we go, right here. Calling out all miners with NVIDIA cards. Join the Flux Core Alpha testing. So this is what they're trying to onboard. They could be a good play. Once they onboard that and people start renting it for AI reasons, it could be good. What is DCA? Dollar cost average. Do I like Flux more than Akash? Yes, I do. I do like them more than Akash. I never liked Akash Network. I don't know. They were too overhyped in 2021. I never really liked them. Am I still in DeFi Kingdoms? I sure am. Still holding. There was a little scare recently with man, CoinGecko. How do you turn this into night mode? Yeah. There was a little scare recently with Clayton with their bridge being hacked, but it seems like they don't have a lot of exposure, maybe none whatsoever. It's NOS. NOS doesn't show up. Crypto market news today. Is it this? No Sana. On Solana. No market cap listed. Powering the AI revolution. Basically, yeah, it's an AI play. It's the same. It's like what Flux is trying to do. Could be good. Could be good. I don't know anything about the project or team, though. But I don't know. Here's the thing with AI and crypto. Just none of them really have taken off. Now, that might be a new narrative for 2024 where they start taking off. But like as of right now, they're not. None of them are really taking off. But we'll see. I leverage on Marax. You should check it out. Well, I mean, Tap is working right now. And they have a good amount of pairs. And until I need to change, I'll probably stick with them. But I still use the others, too. I still use BingX and MEXC, too. Have you checked Borg? Is going exponential potential bond killer? I don't believe that. No market cap listed. It's up 76%, but nothing listed. Let's check. Let's see what the market cap is at. 11 million? Yeah, that's not really going exponential. Until it breaks 100 million, probably not exponential. Man, this one's... These are all too new. Oh man, Bitcoin's gaining momentum. 44,000 right around the corner. Who do you think will have bigger year, ETH or XRP? ETH. XRP is not moving at all. You need to settle that lawsuit. Do you think this dump also has to do with Mt. Gox? No, zero. I mean, you can't just blame it all on the analyst, but it's what triggered it. And then we had too many longs getting liquidated and so forth. The market was overheated, needed to cool off a little bit, but really this guy just kind of like started it all. All right, guys. Price prediction for AVAX. Let's just say it's going to go up. Up, 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 up. All right. Whoa, was I on the wrong camera the whole time? Anyways, apologize if I was. Things are looking bright, guys. Looking real good. So hopefully you guys took advantage of yesterday's dip and bought some of your favorites. Favorite alts or Bitcoin. Because they're all coming up. Right? We are looking good. We're on track. Nothing has changed just because we had a little dip yesterday. So let's see what happens. Let's see what happens later today or this week. Tune in tonight, 8:30 p.m. Central Standard Time. All right? Have a good one. Take care. Bye-bye.